Listen to me. When the time comes, you gotta run and don't look back. This is over.
Hey, how's it going? Felix the Barber here from Banshees Gaming. Today we're bringing you a Red Dead 2 video. What we're going to be doing today is going over some of the places and things that Rockstar might have based some of their characters off of in Red Dead Redemption 2, including movies and actual Wild West people. I'm a huge Wild West history buff, and I know a lot about this kind of stuff, and this isn't something that Rockstar has come out and said as much as I've noticed quite a bit of these things myself. They've used some great movies and some great historically accurate gangs to make this world really come to life. So without further ado, let's get into the video and we'll get into the first part here. Now I'm sure not a single one of you is a stranger to Dutch van der Linde and his gang. Now Rockstar has based this off quite a few things. First, there's the cover art of the game that is definitely directly based off the movie The Magnificent Seven. The Magnificent Seven had an original movie that was in the 1960s, and I believe a sequel that came out with Denzel Washington, or a remake, in 2016. But what you might not know is he's also based off a gang who was very family-oriented, and just like him, the leader lost his mind and became untrustworthy of his own gang and eventually went crazy, and that is the James Gang. Now let's look at what Rockstar has to say about Dutch's gang real quick. It says, Dutch fashioned himself into a Robin Hood figure, taking money from those who had more than they could ever need and giving it back to those who had very little. Now, the James Gang was also known for that. If you look up anything on Wikipedia or wherever, it always compares Jesse James to Robin Hood, or that was the myth that came with him. Now, if that's not big enough, there is a movie called The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Now, in that movie, if you take a look at Dutch right here and all of his clothing and everything, he looks strikingly similar to how they made Brad Pitt look as the character of Jesse James. The vest, the chain, the hat, the cigar, all of it. If that's not enough for you, check out the fur coat that Brad Pitt wears in this movie as Jesse James. And then if you look here, Dutch has basically the same outfit on. Now at further inspection from far away, you can tell they have the same gun belt, the same basic way that they like to stand, the same overall stature even. Now, I will also say, I think that Russell Crowe's character from 3:10 to Yuma, Ben Wade, also played a really big part in shaping Dutch. He's also the leader of a gang and has a very similar mentality. But if that's not enough for you, there's also a scene in The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford at the beginning of the movie that is verbatim the scene they used in the second gameplay trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2. Take a look. You got the trees with all of them looking through, Arthur Morgan standing on top in front of the train. Then in the movie, here, we have the same kind of setup. The light coming by from the train, the guys standing in the woods with the masks over their face. And then here you got Jesse James standing right there in front of the train. And then Jesse comes walking through the smoke here, very ominous looking. And at the end of there's another scene towards the end of the second trailer where they show this guy, who's basically doing the exact same thing. I mean, it is frame for frame based off the movie. So now that we've gone over Dutch, and I've basically established that he's Jesse James and these guys are kind of the James Gang, let's go over some of the different characters and other movies or people they might be based off of. Because Rockstar has made this gang massive. Lots of different personalities and a lot of different kinds of people. And I think a big movie that they used as an influence is none other than 3:10 to Yuma, which was released back in about 2016, I believe. And there are a lot of characters in this movie that I believe actually influenced characters in Red Dead Redemption 2. Ben Wade's over here on the right, but this guy, Charlie Prince, I believe that he influenced the character of Micah Bell. Now, Micah Bell is a character who uses 2 Schofields and has a unique style. That same style can be seen here on Ben Foster, who plays Charlie Prince in 3:10 to Yuma. Now, if you look, Micah Bell has the cavalry jacket, a wide-brimmed hat, and 2 Schofields with a cross-draw holster, which is what you will see here on Charlie Prince as well. Cavalry jacket, wide-brimmed hat, and there's the holster with the Schofields with the cross-draw. Now, if that's not enough for you, look at these 2 similar pictures. And it's not just that they wear the same kind of clothing. If you watch the movie, they have very similar personalities. They're both blonde and they're both badasses with pistols. I can't wait to see this guy in the game. Now, if this guy looks familiar, he's one of the side characters of Ben Wade's gang, and he looks like another side character from Red Dead 2, Sean McGuire. Sean McGuire looks like he's directly based off this guy. Same hat, same jacket, same clothing. Only difference really is a mustache. Now, another unnamed guy from Ben Wade's gang is this guy back here on the left, who looks like an unnamed guy from Dutch Vanderland's gang as well. I mean, these guys are damn near identical. It is crazy to me how similar they look. You can't say that Rockstar didn't draw from 310 to Yuma for this. The next character we're going to go over is Reverend Swanson, the alcoholic. Now, in 310 to Yuma, there's Doc, who is also an alcoholic. Now, their physical attributes are extremely similar, and if you look at Reverend right here in his hat and scarf, very striking similarities to Doc in his hat and scarf, even the way their faces look. Now, another just kind of thrown out there, this girl is Ben Wade's girlfriend in the movie, and she doesn't look as much like Molly here, but if you watch the movie, she looks a lot more like Molly O'Shea, who just happens to be Dutch's girlfriend, and we discussed how Dutch and Ben Wade look alike and act alike. Now that 310 to Yuma's out of the way, let's go to Silverado, one of my favorite movies as a kid, and some of the characters that I think relate to characters in Silverado, starting with Lenny Summers, okay? Now, Lenny Summers has a Henry repeater, he's tough as nails, African-American guy, the exact same character as Danny Glover plays in Silverado, with striking similarities to how they dress and a lot of other things about them. Now, I know some of you are going to say, is this the only African-American cowboy you could find, so you're comparing the two? No, it's not. The way that they've described Lenny Summers, Rockstar, he sounds exactly like this character Mel, and Mel is one of my favorite characters in this movie, so I'm actually really excited to see if Lenny Summers ends up being how Mel was in Silverado, because it's a great, great character. Now on to the one people have been waiting for, Arthur Morgan. Alright, man, Arthur Morgan reminds me of Emmett from Silverado. Now, you guys might not see this at first, but if you watch the movie, Emmett's got kind of this tough exterior, and he doesn't really take any crap, but he also cares in a way. Not just that, but their facial features both kind of have that boyish but rugged look. I don't know. I like Emmett as an influence for Arthur. Alright, now for just a couple others based off of movies where there aren't as many similarities, but Javier Escuela, man. This guy looks exactly like one of the cowboys, the gang in Tombstone, one of their guys. This guy right here, I mean, there's no way that two different people have that exact same mustache. He definitely influenced the vision of Javier Escuela. Now, I know one you guys have probably been waiting for is Charles Smith. Now, I think Charles Smith was based somewhat off of Chavez from Young Guns, played by Lou Diamond Phillips. I know, Lou Diamond Phillips. But Chavez is a Navajo Native American / I think he's mixed with Hispanic. And the way that they dress and a lot of their style and their vibe just kind of reminds me of each other a little bit. Well, that's going to do it for today. This is my first time using Adobe Premiere, so hopefully if I can get the hang of this thing, you guys will be seeing a lot more videos from me. I enjoyed doing this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. You know, I haven't seen too many YouTubers look into, you know, what real-life gangs or movies that Rockstar might have got some influence from, but I feel like a lot of these really fit. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Y'all take it easy.